Hey Food Allergy Mama, today we're diving into another big one, how to find and train a babysitter or nanny when your child has food allergies. Because I know it can feel like a huge leap to leave your child in someone else's care, especially when food allergies are part of the equation. But with the right steps, you can do it and feel okay about it too. Whether you're heading into a much needed date night, a work event, or honestly just going to Target alone. Today's episode will help you feel way more confident about how to prepare someone else to care for your child safely. Let's get to it. Hey Food Allergy Mama, if you're here, you've likely experienced the scary and lonely food allergy diagnosis with your child. Unfortunately, food allergy parents aren't taught how to navigate the food allergy lifestyle, and it's easy to feel alone and discouraged sometimes. But I'm here to show you that food allergy life doesn't have to feel restrictive, scary, or isolated. I'm Corinna, and I'm a 17-year food allergy mom and food allergy coach at Friendly Pantry Consulting. I specialize in making food allergy life safer and less worrisome for food allergy families like yours. I'm not perfect, but over 17 years, I've learned a lot the hard way, and I'm sharing the secrets and resources you won't hear anywhere else that will help you feel confident living with food allergies faster and easier than I did. From introducing allergens, travel, navigating school, and educating friends and family, this podcast will give you the essential tips and strategies you need to help your food allergy child and family thrive. Welcome to the show. So I want to start with a little bit of an announcement to start the show today. As many of you know, I've become a food allergy travel advisor a couple months back, and I'm happy to say that my business has already been growing quickly, which is a good thing. I love empowering food allergy families to travel and make it less stressful for them. This means that I'm going to pull back on the podcast just a little bit, which means I'll be posting new episodes every other week instead of weekly. So nothing too different, but it allows me to serve my travel clients the best I can while also giving you really quality episodes. So keep listening, keep subscribing, please share this podcast because the more people that listen, the more people I can help. And if you're wondering about my travel services, sign up to get our family's food allergy travel secrets by email. You can do that easily by going to www.friendlypantry.com/travel secrets, all one word, and with an S at the end. Now let's talk about finding and training that babysitter or nanny. I'm going to be honest, when my first child was diagnosed with food allergies, I thought others would step up and want to learn with me. I kind of assumed that people in our life, like friends, neighbors, even other parents, would be curious, supportive, maybe even proactive. But a lot of them weren't supportive. Not when it came right to the parts that make it hard, like let's say avoiding their favorite holiday foods or understanding cross-contact or contamination. I remember one moment that really stuck with me. I was telling a friend about some of the things that included my daughter's allergens, and I admit that there were a lot. She was planning a casual get-together with the kids, and she asked how she could cook a safe meal. I started explaining, hoping it would turn into a really helpful conversation. Instead, I got a polite smile, maybe a shrug, and one of those comments like, "Wow, you're getting pretty specific. I'm sure it's fine if there's just a small amount." I stood there feeling this wave of isolation crash over me. That moment where it hits you. I might actually be the only one who takes this really seriously. Not because they don't care, but really because they don't understand. And they're not really interested in learning more. It felt lonely. It even made me doubt myself for a second. But then I reminded myself, I am not here to convince everyone. I'm here to protect my child. And that's why now, when I look for a babysitter or nanny, or even talk to other teachers and coaches, I don't focus on whether they already know everything. I look for people who are really willing to learn, people who ask questions, people who listen when I explain cross-contact or how to use an epinephrine auto-injector. Because if they have the right attitude, I can teach them the rest. So if you're feeling like you're carrying this whole food allergy thing on your own shoulders, I see you. But you're not alone. So many of us moms have been there. But you can build a circle of people who listen, who care, and who step up, even if it starts with just one person at a time. Because every single person that you educate is one more person that knows. And this is leading me to tip number 1 for when you're finding and training a babysitter or nanny. Look for a good attitude over experience. So let's start with this key question to ask any potential caregiver. How would you take care of someone with a food allergy? Now, don't panic if their answer isn't perfect. What you're really looking for is someone who has the willingness to learn and a respectful attitude about food allergies. This matters more than someone who already has experience. In all of my experiences, I've learned that a humble learner who's often much more careful and teachable than someone who assumes they already know it all. Tip number 2 is choose someone mature enough. And I know that 12-year-old neighbor might be adorable and maybe she just passed that babysitter course, but for food allergy families, you need someone who can handle stress and follow medical instructions. And maybe that 12-year-old is just fine with that. You will have to make that call, but it doesn't necessarily mean hiring a professional nanny either, although that could be an option. But maybe you want to find a responsible college student, a seasoned team from your community, or a trusted family friend. Maturity and decision-making matter more than age, so that might mean that the 12-year-old will be a great sitter. It's just a matter of testing things out and seeing what you think. And once you've found that sitter, you want to invest in training because it's worth it. And maybe what you think about doing is before you ever leave the house, set aside an hour for paid training time. I don't like to rush the training time or leave it to the last minute, so I suggest you have them come over for an hour and you pay them and go through everything you need to go through. So things like going through your child's anaphylaxis emergency plan, what symptoms to watch for, and I'm going to post a link in the show notes about the Quad AI Guide to Anaphylaxis with some really good explanations of what to watch for anaphylaxis. You want to also go over where the epinephrine is kept, how to use it, what to do after epinephrine is given. And again, you want to practice with trainers or even some expired EpiPens on an orange if you can, because having that real life experience of feeling that epinephrine discharge into an orange actually gives you so much confidence because you know what it's going to feel like, you know what to watch for, and it's so helpful. The idea here is to gain their confidence, and that in turn is going to give you peace of mind, knowing that your child is going to be safe with them. Now, I don't want you to forget to role play and run scenarios with them. So, for example, ask questions, like make it interesting. Like, what would you do if my child said that their throat felt weird? Run through some different scenarios. Or what if they got a rash around their mouth? What would you do? If you can kind of go through these things, talk it through, don't expect them to be perfect, but give them some advice on their answers and give them feedback so that they are confident. These are all things that are going to increase their knowledge and give you confidence that your child is going to be safe while they're with them. Tip number 4 is to explain food allergies clearly and bust the myths while you're at it. So, for example, sometimes it's a myth that people just want their kids to eat this way. It's a preference, not a real thing. Or maybe that a small amount is fine. So you could say things like, my child's allergies are serious. They're not a preference or a sensitivity. Even a small trace could cause a reaction. And if that happens, you'll need to act fast. But I'm going to show you exactly what to do. So using that emergency plan here is really helpful because it keeps the conversation focused and thorough. Go over what an allergy reaction looks like, what anaphylaxis symptoms are, and what steps to take right away. Tip number 5 is to make it easy for them to get it right. And this one is for you as much as it is for them. And one way to reduce your stress and theirs is to do things like pre-make the meals and snacks, maybe avoid care during meal times if possible. Like maybe you could give the kids dinner early or late so that you're there when it happens. Or ask them not to bring outside food and only serve what you've approved. Keeping things simple helps your sitter succeed. And of course, that's the name of the game here. Here's a couple of bonus tips for smooth sailing. Leave written instructions and label everything. Walk them through cross-contact risks, especially for younger kids who still touch everything and put their fingers in their mouths. And revisit and retrain occasionally, especially if they haven't been at your house or you're looking after your kids in a while. Leaving your child with someone else is hard, even without food allergies. So please know that you are not doing it wrong if you feel nervous. The goal is not to eliminate risk completely, because that really isn't something we can do. But instead, it's to give yourself the tools, the systems, and the people you need to make things easier, safer, and more doable. And if no one has told you lately, you're doing a really great job. What tips do you have for training babysitters? Send me a message at Friendly Pantry on Instagram and let me know. If this episode helped you, please share it with a fellow food allergy parent or leave a 5-star review to help others find the show. Thanks for listening, and bye for now. Before you go, Mama, if you love this episode and want deeper support, head over to friendlypantry.com to see how we can partner together to keep your food allergy child safer and worry less. There's no need for wasting time searching all over Instagram, TikTok, and the web to get the practical knowledge you need for your family. While you're there, grab your free Food Allergy Kids Empowerment Guide or the newly diagnosed checklist today. Topics are not medical advice and are the opinions, views, and property of Friendly Pantry Consulting Incorporated. All rights reserved. Always contact your board-certified allergist, immunologist for health advice.